Hello, I'm Jordan Guth, host of Season 2 through 4 of the SoundStage Audiophile podcast. In fact, I just got back from recording 4 podcasts in 2 days on location at various companies. We were first at the parent company of Axiom Audio, Bryston, and Magnum Dine Lab. Then we went to the parent company of Paradigm, Anthem, and Golden Ear. And we capped off the journey at Acora Acoustics. These episodes will be released over the summer months, but only after a special podcast we recorded at KEF, which will be released on July 8th. You won't want to miss it. Check out the podcast on all the major services. Today, I'm here to tell you what's new on the SoundStage network for July 1st. SoundStage Australia's editor Edgar Kramer predicts a strong resurgence for the silver disc after being thoroughly impressed while reviewing the excellent AudioFlight FLS-20 SACD CD player. The unit plays both SACDs and CDs, has multiple digital inputs, including USB for high-resolution audio, and can be employed as a transport via its digital outputs. Plus, AudioFlight is working on a soon-to-be-released streamer board that will make the FLS-20 a full digital playback solution. On SoundStage Global, watch for a new installment in Jason Thorp's My Audiophile Neighborhood series. Jason describes how a burst pipe put his listening room at a commission just after the arrival of a Marantz Model 10 integrated amplifier. That meant the amp had to go to his friend Rob's house for break-in. Rob had been sad since the SVS SB2000 Pro subwoofers left his system, so the arrival of the super slinky Marantz cheered him up. On SoundStage Ultra, senior editor Jason Thorp reviews Bowers & Wilkins' flagship stand-mount speaker, the 805 D4 Signature. Jason was totally smitten by B&W's 801 D4 Signature flagship floor stander when he reviewed it last December, and compared his review of the stand-mounted 805 to a rebound relationship. My time with the 805 D4 Signature proved that sometimes rebounds do work, he writes. Despite their smaller size and reduced driver complement, the 805s delivered musical experiences that never stopped taking my breath away. Jason was also impressed with Siltec's Royal Single Crown speaker cables when he reviewed them in May, and he has since added Royal Single Crown XLR interconnects and power cables to his system. In his monthly editorial, Jason says these ultra-expensive cables delivered subtle improvements in soundstage depth, mid-range delicacy, and dynamic snap, and concludes, "What I'm hearing now isn't so much of a change as it's a refinement, a house cleaning, an enhancement of everything that's good about music." On SoundStage Access, senior editor Dennis Berger reviews NAD's C700 V2 streaming integrated amplifier. The V2 version of this stylish, compact amplifier adds a phono preamp, upgraded DAC, and support for 4.1 channel surround sound. Features inherited from the original include BlueOS multi-room streaming, AirPlay support, HDMI connectivity, and a 5-inch color screen. Dennis is a fan of NAD's affordable integrated amps, and the C700 V2 cements that affection. There's a lot to love about the C700 V2, he writes. But more than anything else, I just really appreciate the fact that NAD is able to offer so many meaningfully different experiences at similar or equivalent price points. For his monthly editorial, Dennis discusses the importance of uncertainty and evidence in science and in audio reviewing. In his monthly editorial for SoundStage Hi-Fi, Doug Schneider revisits a debate that's been raging in the audio world for half a century. The trade-offs between separate components and products that combine several functions on a single chassis. Based on his experience with 3 very different components, Doug concludes that there's nothing to fear from integration. Integration was on George Desaw's mind when he began his review of Dine Audio's Confidence 28 active stand-mount speaker system. George wondered if this flagship design, which integrates dedicated amplifiers and digital processing into each speaker stand, could provide high-end performance deserving of audiophile attention. By the end of his review, he had no doubts. Dine Audio's Confidence 20A is an incredible loudspeaker system, George concludes, then continues, anyone considering a high-end active loudspeaker system would be foolish not to edition it. And audiophiles who are convinced of the superiority of conventional amp plus speaker systems might consider their preference after hearing the Confidence 20A. By the way, if you want some fascinating background on this groundbreaking system, check out our SoundStage Insight video with Dine Audio's Otto Jurgensen on our YouTube channel. This month, you have a chance to formally meet AJ Wikes, who's just been appointed senior editor of SoundStage Simplify. AJ talks about his lifelong interest in audio, which began as a teenager growing up in the UK, the various systems he's owned as he's moved to homes in 3 different countries, and how those experiences set him up for his role on Simplify, which is all about convenient, lifestyle-oriented hi-fi. In his monthly Pulse column for SoundStage Experience, senior editor Joseph Taylor takes issue with curmudgeonly critics who complain that stagnation, cynicism, isolation, and attention rot are killing pop culture. Yes, a lot of mass culture is repetitive and boring, Joseph writes. Always has been. The difference now is that you can find challenging music, movies, and TV shows easily. Look around and you'll find them. On SoundStage Solo, AJ Wikes reviews Focal's Azuri's closed-back headphones. These are the least expensive headphones from this acclaimed French brand. These well-designed, closed-back headphones successfully blend comfort, style, and sound quality, making them strong contenders for anyone seeking versatile, high-fidelity headphones for home or office use, AJ concludes. Last month on SoundStage Solo, senior editor Jeffrey Morrison looked at a new streaming service that specializes in spatial audio. In his July editorial, Jeffrey asks a broader question. Do we need services that deliver high-res audio? This is a very difficult question to answer, and anyone who says yes or no, definitely without caveats, should be viewed with skepticism, Jeffrey writes. Here are some features you can look forward to later this summer. On July 15th, SoundStage Hi-Fi will have Doug Schneider's review of Anthem's P2 power amplifier. And on August 1st, SoundStage Access will have a review of Kess Ventura 6 CI Series outdoor speakers by Dennis Berger. That's all for now, but I want to remind you to check out our YouTube channel for videos from all the trips we've been on to Denmark, England, the Netherlands, and Germany in the last 6 months. In the coming weeks and months, we're going to be going to Italy and even to China. Also, check out my latest installment of Practical Audiophile, where I review the DALI IO12 headphones. They're the headphones that are so good, I'm happy to pack less underwear to make room for them. Thanks for watching, and see you on July 15th.